Alrighty guys, let's go ahead and break down this Monday recap here. We have a little bit of price action we can take a look at. More or less today was a nice little breakdown. You can see it had some nice movement, but didn't really give us a nice clean setup for us to be able to get into, and we'll kind of take a look at it. That is the one thing with Monday price action. But yeah, go ahead and like and subscribe. It definitely helps the channel. Share it with your friends, that kind of thing. Like I said, our goal is to teach you how to read price action with levels and really take advantage of setups and keep yourself safe in trading. But as you can see, I talked a little bit about this over the weekend into Monday here, coming into Monday. But let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. You can see I went ahead and actually marked from today. When I set up today to trade, I actually marked it all the way back. Friday morning, I left it marked, and then I set up the day. I still marked it here and set up the rest of my levels, but my fixed range volume profile, I actually ran it back on Friday morning, and I was just kind of curious on how the layout was with the price action because it was so flat through the weekend. And you can see actually if I move it forward into Sunday morning and Monday, it really hadn't changed a whole lot for price action. So I went ahead and left it back here and let it get those key levels for us to watch. And I was watching one thing. If you moved it forward, you can see the volume area low got dropped a little lower here, which actually is a little bit clearer picture when I zoom out and look at price action. You can kind of see that it traded right below it, snapped back up, and then came through it. But then the same thing, it came right back up to that area again. So you can see how that last 24 hours really did kind of play a key role for support and resistance. Of course, our breakout area was down here that we kind of bounced on and played through, and then our breakout area was up above here for us to run up. So the one thing is, I pointed this out before when I was drawing out the charts. You can see we have the Fibonacci lines as well on the chart, and we had those marked up. And you can see how it was support, that Fibonacci line, through the weekend and even into early morning. Here on Monday, you can see it was support again, and then we came resistance, and then we fell. And now we're actually trading on down into this longer time frames are kind of carrying the chart down a little bit. But let's go ahead and take a look at the 15-minute price action in the morning here. So obviously right at the beginning of the morning had a nice little drop. We got bearish really quick, which means we're underneath that 200 here and underneath the 21. That's a very sign of bears. The 4 hour, your daily, actually your 4 hour, 1 hour, 15-minute, and the 5-minute, everything was bearish. So obviously at lower time frames you could flip around. You can see real quick we lost that area, started to go bearish, hit the support zones, waiting for it to break down. It didn't, so it came back up. Looked like we're actually going to start to get these breakouts up here. It barely came out and took actually the money that people put the stops on that didn't take their profit. It came back and got them, and then it went ahead and started to trade down. Well, then we got the close of below, and then we had the one and the second candle though broke back up, and we're watching it run, and then it actually rejected on its 21, which is a good sign of a bearish retest here, and keeps running. So this right here gave us the first signal that we were getting bearish. These long wicks that came and took this money out here and got low closer below the 21 and the 200 again. So that was a good sign of a run. And then you saw it again right here. For me though, I'm still waiting for the 2 candle close. So we got the candle closed here, and then you had the 1, 2. So right in here is where we were looking at to take advantage of price action. And you can see here it is here on this trading setup. But I'm going to go ahead and now go into the 15. From the 15-minute, we're in the move, right? We've lost the breakdown area. We also have shown that we're bearish. Everything looks good. If we go into the 5-minute, now we're looking at, the problem is right here, we're on the bottom of the stochastic. So I'm waiting for these to recover. So you can see that it recovers right up in here, and now it's trying to roll over. It's a great spot to look at getting into a trade, somewhere in here. You could set your level here on the breakdown area, breakdown trigger, or back above that Fibonacci level I was talking about earlier. It just depends on what you want to set yourself up for. You can see obviously we went ahead and traded down, got down here, and then came back above the 21. So that would have been roughly your exit. So it's not a big trade, 0.88, and then we tried to push back up. Really just kind of traded sideways into the evening. One thing I will point out, this was at about 12:50 in the afternoon. Makes it a little bit harder to trade during that time because you are starting to get less energy in the charts. But that's kind of the setup there that we were looking for. Finally gave it. That's where we're kind of doing the patience and wait. Sometimes you just don't quite get those good trades. And then of course, if we stayed below the 21 on the 5, that would have been great. But we didn't. And obviously now we're trading into the evening, and you can see that we are dropping down. Some bigger targets, if you're looking for somewhere could this go to, right now we're looking around the 85,000 level, 400 range. is a good area. Now, if we jump out to the longer time frame, if I jump out to the weekly or the monthly, sorry, and take a look at it, I will point this out, is it kind of depends on how you want to look at it. Really, this is the low here, and then here is your, oops, here's your low and here's your high up here. And if you're looking at this, you could say, hey, where's these levels at? So we do have a 0.5 down here at around the 70,000 mark, and then and the levels I was talking about right through here that we're still looking for. Now you could also run on this initial run up and then the bounce. Again, we're going to go up to the high. We're looking at this low. So if you're going to look at this, you also have the golden pocket retracement at 65,000. But to be honest, really, we're going to be looking at that longer range down there. Now we could also look at the weekly and see how they line up with the key levels. So you do have your 200 coming up here on the weekly down in this lower area. Like I was showing you here, you could definitely be down in that 57,000 range. Take that, you have your 0.5 right down here that we were looking at. And those are key levels that we could watch. Again, we could be watching, you know, this move right through here in the weekly. Now, obviously, on our indicators, we're going to see these come down and start to turn on the slower moving indicators. So we have our MACD right down here that's still showing bearish. RSI is still bearish. Now, our stochages and stuff are starting to show extension, but you could get this long sideways movement like you saw here. From here, it was May 6th all the way to really September. So what's that, about three months or so of just kind of the sideways price action through here as we came down during that time. So we could be in this kind of a pattern here. Now, we obviously are definitely more aggressive like you see here. So we could come down and start to break down, and just kind of point this out so you do have some bigger perspective here. We could trade down to that 85,000 or so level and kind of start to trade out right through here and show some strength and go through some sideways price action like you see here. And what's neat is this right here, right? It stayed in between these Fibonacci levels and started to build strength. We could easily get down and build strength through here or through here as well. We'll just have to kind of watch it. So it's kind of giving you some ideas of extensions and areas that it could go with using Fibonacci. But guys, that's about it. Not a whole lot going on today. We'll have to see how Tuesday starts to shake down. Get a little excited with that price action. We're already getting close to 90,000 here on a strong breakdown. Nice little move here into the evening. So there's a couple things I could also point out here is the fear and greed index. We're definitely running on extreme side of things. We did get down into here before on the extreme, which is around 15. Down here on these two levels around 15. So we're definitely getting back down into this extreme fear, which is not a bad place to be. It's always a good time to look at purchasing a lot of times when you're in extreme fear compared to obviously extreme greed up here. A lot of times that's a good place to start taking a little bit of capital off, depending on how you're trading. If you're looking at just doing long-term holding and build this out over for wealth, obviously this is a great time to start accumulating and start stocking up on some BTC for yourself. But that's about it, guys. We'll see you in the next recap, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later.